Sorry,
Hello.
we're out of stock.
You are interrupting AVE moments.
AV.
AVE is a Canadian retired engineer who fucking talks like one. It's a beautiful channel. I highly recommend it to everyone. Even if you're like not even interested in like workshop shit, just it's a good laugh, and yeah, watch it. Link in the description below. It'll be just below where we put the link to the Discord, which will be in the description below. Words. How are you?
I'm fucking boiling, actually.
He's-
It's absolutely sweltering.
Yeah, I think it's what numbers. Hang on. It's like 20 degrees over there, give or take like 4.
I mean, yeah, it's like 14 here right now, but our houses are designed to keep the heat in, so I think it's like 20 inside, and for me that's
I mean,
too
well,
hot.
now that I've let the sun come up, it is a sweltering 6 degrees here in my shed.
God, I wish that were me. Oh.
Really, I don't.
6 degrees is like perfect weather, perfect temperature.
6 degrees is like Jersey weather, but I don't know. It's probably warmer in my room because one, I do have like the heater going, and it's inside to some capacity, but I don't know. It's not a fun time.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So it's been 3 weeks. What's been happening?
Exams, hospital, pretty much.
Okay, the hospital. What is the hospital actually in any way related to the shitting?
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about the poop.
So, about 2 weeks ago, I went out for the first time with a friend, Annabelle.
A
From
lady
uni.
friend.
Yeah, lady friend.
Tell us about the lady friend. Fuck the poop.
She's on my course. Pretty cool. I mean,
So
that's pretty much it.
she's a weeb who wants to study Japanese.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. She cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does she have an older sister?
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Cool. Send me her number.
No.
Why not?
Hey, you already got a girl. Don't start fucking hoarding now. I see what you're doing with our boy on the server.
It's plural, actually, as the 6 shy replies have or reactions have pointed out.
Building a fucking harem. Ugh.
It's a fucking sausage fest of a harem, though.
But yeah, I went out, got some food, and then the next day I started to be violently ill. So yeah.
Well, so what did you end up getting?
Korean barbecue. But like,
Or-
I've been to that place loads. I've never gotten sick from it. So
We'll put it in as a happy little coinkydink, you know. Everyone's spent so long in their little shells that their immune systems are fucking fried.
yeah, that could be it. Or it could be just that I forgot to cook the food properly. That's perfect.
That's right, Korean barbecue is like the DIY shit.
Well, I mean, you can pay like an extra quid and they do it for you. But yeah.
It sounds embarrassing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, part of the experience is doing it yourself, but I definitely remember, like, picking up some meat and was like, normally I'd wait for it to be a bit more done, but, meh, fuck it. I should not have...
my medium rare chicken.
Yeah, pretty much. I should not have done that. So, uh, yeah, and I went about 5 6 days. I actually did an exam during that period. I was like really sick. Um, and I was actually talking to Sleepy about it. Um, just like I need to fucking talk to, like I need to talk to somebody and not just shit posting about it on Discord like I've been doing the past 5 days, because like I'm actually starting to get worried. I'm feel really fucking bad, and he's like, maybe you should like call someone. I was like, okay, fine. So I called
And so you ring up the
I,
NHS and they're like, who's got COVID this time? It's like, it's not COVID. I actually just
oh,
I'm
you
shitting a
have
lot.
no, mate, you have no fucking idea. So first thing I do is I call 101, which is the non-emergency line.
Yeah.
But it turns out that's the non-emergency line for the police. So I hung up,
Yeah,
had a search, and it's actually.
you're like the emergency numbers boggle my fucking mind. Mostly
What do you mean?
because, well, the thing that strikes me the most is that New Zealand has what I would consider the most basic of like emergency numbers. Ours is 111.
Yeah.
Every other country, more important than ours, has weird ones. The fact that America has 911 for their emergency number is not lost on me.
um. Wait. Yeah. Yeah. So.
It's
So.
one of those. It's one of those ones I've always wanted to figure out. Was did people actually call it instead of saying 911? Did they say 911 before 911?
Probably.
It's
Maybe.
it's something I'll never know unless we get like archival documentation or some shit.
Yeah. There'll be an answer for that somewhere. But yeah. So I then Google it and find out that it's 111 is the non-emergency line for the health. You know, for health.
Medical, sure.
Yeah, medical. Yeah, sorry, words cannot speak. So I
Bro,
call
same.
them, and I'm, and it's literally like 5 minutes of the auto cue just talking about COVID.
Mm.
Um, like all the COVID shit, and it's like, nope, I'm not here for COVID.
Yeah,
And I'm
do
like,
you not have COVID now? It's like, well, if you have COVID, make sure to stay home and wear a mask.
well, yeah, but it's like, please hang up and use our online thing. It's all that shit. So
Yeah,
I read,
we should have like I think it was like an 0800 number for the COVID shit. And it's funny, it's like if you have an actual emergency, please hang up and
yeah.
call 111.
Yeah. So I had to wait like 5 minutes to get through that, then another 5 minutes to get connected. All this time I'm shitting my guts out, and I finally get on, and I do the classic thing of like just like underplaying it. I don't want to bother anyone, so it's like, yeah, I'm not good. I've just got diarrhea. My stomach's hurting every 10-15 minutes, but I'm fine. I can deal with it. You know,
Yeah, I understand this completely, and I want to say thank you to medical personnel who do not like shrug off underplaying it.
Yeah. So I'm doing this, and she's like, okay. Like, so I describe my
Okay.
symptoms.
Yeah, how long have you
Oh,
been shitting? Oh, about 5 days. I was like, okay, this isn't like actually shrugging off.
yeah. So I go through all of that, and then so I'm expecting like maybe I need to make a doctor's appointment, which will be like in a week and a half, or just do I need to pick up some paracetamol? And she just hits me with the, can you get to the RVI? So like the main hospital of Newcastle. Can you get to the hospital emergency ward in the next hour? I'm like, yeah, sure. It's like, okay, please do that. I'll let them know you're coming. Okay, goodbye. And I'm like, oh, well, shit. That was not what I was expecting. So me being a total goon, I go up, have a shower.
I went up back, had a fag, went to the
Yeah,
bus,
yeah.
missed it by 5 minutes, so I got to get the next one that shows up in another 20.
Pretty much, yeah. I went out, had a fag, and then had a shower, and then put on my suit because I'm like, well, fuck, I'm getting out. I may as well dress up for it. No, sorry. I didn't put on my full suit. I
But
did like
you went like collared shirt.
I went collared shirt and suit jacket. Yeah, and
Oh,
then uh,
dude,
but kind of like a
that
sports jacket sort of thing.
that's
No,
that's still pretty cringe. Not gonna lie.
don't care. Mate, I was getting out the house for like the second time of the year. I'm dressing up for that, but I
Yeah.
don't have dress shoes, so I can't really wear my suit.
Yeah, just
Um,
putting on shit and like trying to peek through everyone's windows while you're walking on the street. Like, look at me. I've got
yeah.
like government mandated reason to get out of the house. You're still in lockdown. What's that? 5 people maximum. Oh ho ho.
So I get in the I get in the hospital and go to the triage center, and I'm put in like the priority queue. And okay, there's literally a guy in front of me whose knee is fucking like bleeding out, right?
Mm.
Like I literally see it bleeding out, and I'm put ahead of him, and I'm like, well, fuck, it's not that bad, is it?
What's your head
Uh,
for? I'm shitting.
yeah. So I get like fucking whisked away. Blood's taken, urine test, all that shit. Um, and it was actually pretty quick until like I had to wait for like 2 hours in a single room with like nothing I could leave for a fag. So I was just sitting there. Eventually, get my results, and it's like, okay, you're right on the precipice of. Okay, so if you want to know what I had gastroenteritis. I think that's how it's said. But I had quite violent because she said basically it's a scale of like on one side barely notice it, maybe have like one bad shit, right? On the other end,
You
you can
have
die from it.
yeah,
Like you,
you when you hear like about, kids in Africa dying from really preventable diseases with a pill that costs 50 cents, that kind of shit.
yeah, yeah. Like you literally just shit out all of your body water and you die. And so she said, you're on the precipice of like you get a choice on you're probably good enough to get discharged, but if you want to stay overnight, like that's fine. Like it would be fine for you to stay overnight in the ward. And I'm just like, yeah, I'll just go.
Don't want to be a bother.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean,
Right? Like, yeah,
I'm assuming you've got like the medication for it, regardless of if you stay or leave.
yeah,
It's just a matter
yes.
of if it turns out you're allergic to something inside it and they don't know, and then oh shit.
Well, yeah. So the worry that they had was that I had an infection as well, like a bowel infection. Um, on top. So and they did my blood, and there was one signifier, and they say no. Like we would normally have more. We would require more signifiers to
But we think you
keep
shat
you.
them all out.
But like, if you don't have an infection, you should have no signifiers, and you do have one. So it's up to you. Um, we recommend that you stay. And I was like, no, I'll leave. It's fine. Like, and also it was the classic thing of that span of being in the hospital was up until that point the amount of time I'd shat the least in a single like 6 hour span.
Mm.
Like, I felt like I was getting better. Um, so I was like, yeah, I'll be fine. And they're like, okay, just take a lot of paracetamol and drink a lot of water, like, fucking, a gallon of water a day at least. I'm like, okay, okay.
So I'll ask a fun question, I guess.
Mm.
How much weight do you think you lost?
I can answer that question exactly. I lost 9 pounds. So about just over 4 kilos
That's
before going to the hospital, and I lost another 2 to 3 after kilos.
that's not
Um,
bad. This is looking like a bit of a dub.
yeah, I literally shot out a stone, mate. Like, yeah. um, so, but the mad thing was, right, I didn't even start feeling sick when I left the hospital. It was literally when I left like the double doors of like the emergency ward, I immediately had to like run to the toilet and fucking destroy that toilet. Um and then yeah, get was able to get home. Um and then I immediately started getting worse again. Um by Saturday, so this was on Thursday. Like obviously not yesterday, Thursday, but the week
Mm,
before.
yeah.
By Saturday, it was still shit, but I was getting less pain and was needing to go to the toilet less. So, oh yeah, they gave me a stool sample thing, and they said like, okay, if you're still really bad in like 3 to 4 days, um, do this, drop it off at your GP, and they'll get you on antibiotics. Because you'll have an infection at that point. I was like, okay. Um, so this was like 2 days after, and I felt like I was starting to get better. And I would say it took another 2 to 3 days. So about Tuesday, I started feeling like 95%. Like Tuesday was the first day I had like a solid bowel movement in like a week and a half. Um, so
That's nice.
yeah, yeah. Um, but I got into a really, I would say I was saying this like earlier. I've gone into a bad habit of like because I was going to the toilet so much and it was so painful. I needed to start listening to music to just like drown, like just something to focus on. Normally, I would like listen to like an audiobook or a podcast, but I couldn't focus on the words. And normal songs were typically too high octane, so I started listening to classical music on the shitter all the time. So now it's like, but now I'm sort of like I'm feeling good now, but still, when I go to the toilet, it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna put on Adagio for strings, or fucking the Peer Gynt suite or something like that while I'm shitting. I might have just developed a compulsion now. Um, and yeah, man, I said like soon I'll be at a point where if I just hear Beethoven, I'll just shit myself immediately.
This is how
Um,
the rumor of the fucking brown note came to be.
yeah, exactly. So, um, but yeah, could not do the podcast last week. It would have been a very bad time. Like it,
Yeah,
it was
it's all good.
not good.
It's all good,
Um,
homie.
next month, but yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm pretty much 100%. Uh,
Nice. So
but
aside from
yeah, I
that,
mean
how did the date go?
it went well. I got a record or two. I nearly bought some Seinfeld socks. Um, food was good.
Aside from the
Uh,
shitting part.
yeah. I mean, it
She's
was pretty much like it was. Oh yeah, because she had to like give me something. Um, so she owed me a quite a shitty roll up piano board from when I helped her out in like term one. And it's sort of been a joke, like someday you'll get this. So we eventually went out and she gave me it. So that was sort of like the impetus. But yeah, we just went looked around shops. I showed her around Newcastle and all that, and um, but that was it really. It was mainly just like we've been on this course for 1 year and none of us have met each other, so it's just nice to actually meet someone, from our course. So that was kind of it, really. But yeah, it was
So
a good time.
it's kind of crazy when it's like, oh, we live like 15 minutes away from each other and we've kind of never met.
Mm, yeah.
Um, Fuck, I had that for the longest time in the when I was playing Supreme Commander a lot,
Mm,
because the in the entire it's an RTS community, so it's pretty small, and it's very centralized in like Eastern Europe. Like
yeah.
all of the good players are either like Russian, Polish, or Prussian.
Mm,
And then there's like four New Zealanders above like 1,000 rating in the
mm,
entire community, and me and this other guy called Architect, um, were two of them, and we both lived in the same town.
mm,
And he did a lot of like casting and shit, for because it's something we can do, and
yeah.
it wasn't until the lockdown of last year he came into where I work, just like grocery shopping, and then as I'm clocking out and he's like putting the shit in his back of his car, I was like, I fucking recognize you.
Was it like the Always Sunny thing of like looking at each other from across the room, like, wait, I know you?
Oh no, because no one knows me. I
Yeah.
So it's more of I recognize him, like, bro, does the name Architect mean anything to you? He's like, yes. And it's like, oh, so that means you're Moon. It's like, yes. Yes, I am. So
uh,
yeah, so that was nice. Somehow related to what the fuck you're talking about.
mm, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so there was shitting, there was tests. How did the tests go? Or the exams?
Well, they went well until my final one. Because, see, the problem was I was shitting so much and I was so sick I couldn't revise. So, and me being a classic procrastinator, I'd sort of said, like, okay, let me finish the exam before that, and then all that time between exams, I'll have to revise my listening. And of course, all of that time I was violently ill. So, I was woefully unprepared for the exam. And
Yeah,
yeah, when I
I
had
guess the question is like, what did you was the procrastination to the point that you could feasibly fucking like ask for, well, was there like not enough or words? Basically, can you get like a medical exemption?
I've strongly considered applying for one, but I handed in the exam and I sort of like did the maths. Like a test has went really well when you're doing the math afterwards of like, can I still like pass if I get like a zero? And I did the maths
No,
and
you
it's
you
like
you want to know how well it's going, um, when someone else does the math for you.
okay, right, yeah, you got me there.
Because
Yeah,
first year of NCEA, so like the basically when you start getting certificates, we were like 15. I had there was one exam for history and a bunch of like essays and shit during the year. I'd failed all of them.
mm,
And I'd also like slacked off a shitload that entire year. I had the head of fifth form, or year 11 as it was for us, ring me up and say like, okay, bro, so here's the situation. You basically need to get like a perfect score on every exam if you're going to pass this year. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't.
did you get a perfect
No,
score?
fuck no. I failed history. Again, I failed history. I failed everything pretty much. I had like 45 of the required 80 credits to
Mm,
to get NCEA level 1. I was not even close. But you want to know what happened? I went in the next year and everyone was like, yeah, you're pretty smart. We're just going to put you through the next year anyway. And then I got level 2, which, you know, by, like, what's it called?
Bypassed, superseded.
Yeah, I guess by default, I think was the one I was going for. Like, by default, got level 1.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Pog. Fucking Pog.
Yeah, I got away with so much shit back in school because people just thought things of me.
Yeah. Same. Same TBH. But yes, sorry, what were we talking about?
Yeah, you were doing the math to see if you could still like pass this year if you failed the exam.
Yeah, and I can. Like, provided I didn't absolutely shit the bed on the other one, which I'll be honest, I don't think I did. So yeah,
Like a lot of
I've gotten
shitting.
enough.
A lot of shitting.
So yeah. But I mean I have told my my academic advisor, so if they recommend me do that, then I will. But probably won't, because I think I've got enough, and I've got sort of bigger worries academically on the plate right now, with like the chance that based on a technicality and poor admin, I may fail the year. That's got me worried a lot more than, doing not so good on one test. I mean, fuck, I've brought it up. I may as well talk about it.
Yeah, go for it.
So, I basically missed, or was going to miss, a few clustered deadlines on something.
Mhm.
I talked about this with my advisor, and they said, "Don't worry about it. Like, it's all good. We understand COVID and all of that, and it's all fucked up. There's this way that you can just apply for time off. So apply for this time off. You'll get it. You've got a doctor's note and everything. And the good thing was that this was in my time off technically, like my sort of month off. So I wasn't actually missing any lessons. It was just like the technicality that this time where you would be studying in your own time, I would be off. And then when I come back, I can submit the work. So, which is when the sort of the exam term started. I was like, okay, sure. So I did that. Time elapsed, and I did my assignments, and I tried to submit them, but I can't submit them on the what do you call it, on sort of the online submission shit, because it's late. It's like, well, I have an exemption, but that's not inbuilt in the software.
Yeah.
So I messaged my.
Yeah, at
Oh,
that point,
sorry.
yeah, I was gonna say, like, at that point, you kind of just got to email your lecturers, right?
Yeah, so that's what I did. I'm like, okay, no problem. We've just got to wait for the, the all good. And I've, in short, not heard anything. In long, there's been long chains of emails, of planning, of getting me to do stuff and jumping through hoops, and still, it's as soon as like on Thursday, I finally got them. So on last Friday, I sent the email saying, "Hey, just to let you know, I've been in hospital. Just want to let you know if you need medical proof, I can provide it." I get a reply yesterday, so like 6 days later, saying, "Are you okay?" I'm like, reply in 20 minutes saying, "Yes, I'm feeling a lot better. I've finished all my exams. Can you please update me on when I can submit my work?" No response. So it's just this weird feeling. Now, I've not been like warned or anything. What looks like what's gonna happen, maybe, because people are getting the results back for the stuff that I still have outstanding. So it's like I may have to like redo the work in August, even though I just did what the university asked me to do, and I did everything by board. and I got medical proof, and it's not even like that big of a deal, but it might really fuck me up. And if I was like on the precipice of like failing or something, if I was doing shit, I think I might feel a bit better. But every assignment, like I'm averaging like a B minus, where a D is good enough to pass. Um, like I'm pretty much a perfectly average student. You know, I'm not gonna lie and say I'm doing amazing, but good amount of people on. You know, I'm doing better than a decent amount of people in my class. You know,
I
it's not
mean,
like the work I'm submitting is
you're
shit.
sure as fuck doing better than me.
Yeah, right. True.
Me no speaking Japanese.
But like all the other shit as well. It's not like I'm doing really shit on
Uh,
like the history or the Chinese or whatever. No, all my stuff's good. Like, but like again, I'm averaging like 65 out of 100, where 40 is the mark to pass. 80 would be like insane to get, like impossible to get, and like 60 is average. So I'm like slightly above average. Um, and I'm gonna have to probably do work over the summer, or maybe on a technicality, something worse, just because I followed the advice the university gave me. So yeah, I'm being very pessimistic, and chances are nothing that bad is going to happen, and I'll be fine. But because I've been left out in the dark for like 6 weeks now, I'm of course just like kind of panicking at this point. Because I've done the work, I've got the work ready to submit it. You know, I did it weeks, like over a month ago now. Um, but I'm just waiting to be able to submit it. So shit.
you'll
That's my
be
rant.
fine. You'll be
Yeah.
fine.
But yeah, apart from that, it's all going good.
Yeah, not bad for 3 fucking weeks.
Yeah.
I did nothing for 3 weeks. I played Battle Brothers.
Yeah. Yes, you did at the worst fucking times, I might say. Jesus Christ! Why? Yes, I'm gonna play Battle Brothers at like 2 in the
Yes,
morning. Thank you,
I'm
Moo.
gonna play Battle Brothers when I get home. Uh,
Curse you for operating on your own time zone, not mine.
I mean the VODs are there, but like you're not missing much. It's a hard fucking game. It's
Yeah.
really harder than I was expecting. Like when everyone was talking about how hard it is, I was thinking, oh, maybe they're just like idiots.
Mm,
No, it's hard.
yeah. Yeah. It's a game that like I've streamed once or twice, but I just can't stream because I like the issue with games like that is like I'm fine playing them off in my own time. Like I find that fun and like posting screenshots. But like when I stream, I feel like if something isn't happening or something, it's just like not worth watching. And I just feel this like odd pressure. Um, Also a pressure to not fuck up. Where games like Battle Brothers, you're going to fuck up, and that's just part of the game, and it's fine. But
Yeah,
uh,
it is pretty fucking demotivating when when you lose like critical shit. Like that guy who's been with you from the beginning, who's like level 8, and it's like, oh, okay,
oh yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You got
Um,
that far in the campaign up to level 8. I'm impressed.
the best campaign I ended up doing was a trader start where we got to about day 121.
Oh shit! Nice.
Yeah,
I'm legit impressed at that.
yeah, it was a great fucking run. You know, we had max, well, at least fielded crew. I don't really deal with reserves much.
hmm.
We were trading spice like it's nobody's fucking business.
Oh,
And
I'm sorry.
hmm?
I was just gonna say, yeah, I just checked on Steam. Okay, yeah, you put 42 hours into it. Okay, yeah, that's I think more than I've put into Battle Brothers.
Yeah, like
Uh,
I've basically
yeah,
streamed it
44. Yeah,
3-4 times a week for the past 2-3 weeks, maybe. I don't know how long it's been.
yeah, yeah. I didn't expect you to put that much time in. Okay, then yeah, that's a
Yeah,
bit more
like there
understandable
was
to
a
have some
there was a
longer campaign.
yeah, like there was some dud runs, and there was like a decent run where we did just the normal start.
Mm.
Then I started fucking around with the traders because I was interested in that. And yeah, we got a good run going. We did for about 121 days. I don't want to say I got all of like the Beaker guys in there, because truth be told, at that point I kind of just didn't want to name people because I considered it like bad luck.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it was going well, and then we were just walking down the road, and then we got stopped by 13 orc young, and I thought, young, that's got to be like worse than like the marauders and shit that I've fought before. And they basically just stun locked the entire front line
Yeah,
and decimated it. Half
yeah.
half the crew died, and it's just like, okay, we're retiring. That's enough of that shit.
Honestly, yeah. Like even though like I feel like if I was a better player or like it shouldn't bother me. Like it absolutely does when like okay, so if I've got like a team of like 8 people
Yeah.
and I've just had a fight and like 3 have died and 2 are crippled, like that's definitely enough that you can recover from. You know, like that is not end of the world stuff. Or like 4 dead. Let's just say four dead, right?
We had like 3 setbacks. Like there was this kind of running joke: we'd have a good stream, then a bad stream, then a good stream, then a bad stream.
Mm.
Because there were
Well,
times where we lost like, yeah, important people. Like there was yeah, there was a moment where we got a contract to, you know how they send you off to go like find some tower in bumfuck nowhere,
yeah,
and that's all you have to do. I
yeah.
said, you know what? We just bought some new weapons. I'm feeling confident. Let's go like attack what's in it.
Yeah.
And it
Or is it like
was
a necromancer lord or
no,
something?
no. I have fought a Necrosavant now. Fucking around off stream. But
Mm.
it was just like a squad of ancient legionaries with like 4 ancient honor guards in the back.
Ah, it's not
So it was
too
fairly
bad.
powerful, and we lost Sam Hyde. We lost someone else important. I don't know who it was, and yeah, a few other things. And then because we were crippled on the way back, we got hit by nomads, and like Skynet got PTSD or something, and someone else
Oh
took,
yeah.
and like Witch was losing his eye, which was like basically a death sentence for him because he was a witch hunter and now like archer.
Yeah, yeah.
And someone else, like some green guy, got maimed, and so we got rid of him as well. And we recovered from that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
my point.
after the orc raid where you lost half the team, it's like I just don't want to do this anymore.
That's all I was gonna say. Like my point was just like I'm not unless there's something I'm really wanting to do, unless I've got a really specific goal in mind. Like, oh, this one I need to get the achievement for trading law. Or this one I want to mess around and fight the lindworms, right? So I need to get to that point. If it's just a normal run, even something like that, where yeah, like losing, 3 out of 8, which is something very recoverable, I'm just like, oh fuck it, I'm just restarting because I just can't be arsed with it, and I kind of wish I was typically more like mentally strong enough to kind of stick with a lot of the runs, but um,
Yeah.
I'm just one of those people where like I mean if it's funny, like it's kind of why I post the screenshots of like when the bad shit happens, because if people are laughing along with it, then it gives me a reason to continue going. Because it's like if I wasn't doing that, then I would definitely have just like quit that game when like I lost like 5 people against some goblins.
Yeah.
And like they were all named characters, you know. I mean, that's my I always name, because to me, I've got like
well,
I've got like 30 names to go through on like Biko and shit. So you know, I can afford a few deaths.
I rarely look at the list. It's usually just like whoever I'm remembering off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Which is usually people I like.
Oh yeah,
but you know, starting out, I was like, okay, I'm going to name everyone, and obviously that didn't work out because one, I was new at the game, and then it's like, okay, if they get to a level, if they get to level 2, maybe then I'll start naming them, and then it starts working. So, like, if they do something significant, like badass, and I remember, I'll name them then. That's kind of how it worked, and then yeah, I basically stopped streaming it now. Like, I decided, I think I've shown off enough of it publicly that I kind of just want to, like, one, listen to my own music while I'm playing it. I'm kind of over the OST.
Yeah. Battle Brothers is one of those games that I do like to listen to something else while playing.
Yeah, and I want to save scum more.
Yeah, base.
And I started fucking around with the Gladiator run lately. That's a great way to start, but I can really tell why it's a difficulty 3 start.
I've actually never done the Gladiator, so I can't really speak on.
It's really it's fun. Like, you start off with 3 really good characters, and they complement each other really well. It's kind of well thought out. The issue is that even from straight from the beginning, you have a there's a 200 gold upkeep cost, because all 3 of them cost like 70 crowns a day.
Oh shit! Yeah, fuck.
And that's really where the limiting factor of it is you're going to get 3 good guys, but it's real hard to branch out and expand because all your money's going there. And I've also kind of been running on this principle that I don't want to hire new guys unless they're also gladiators. You know, like, I don't want 3 gladiators and a fucking, like, apprentice.
Yeah. Nah, all gladiators. But fuck, I mean, that's gonna cost you a lot of money.
Yeah. Fortunately, the funny thing is, it's like the like blurb at the beginning of the run says like, okay, you've done enough gladiatoring, you're gonna fuck off and like forge your own thing with your 3 friends.
Or do you just spend all your time in the arena or something?
And then it's like, you know what? It's gonna cost me $200 a day, and I can make $700 a day fighting in the gladiator pits. And then as you get more experienced, you know, that pay goes up to like 1,000. And those fights have been fun. So yeah, I've been doing that. At least for like that was yesterday pretty much, and I've been safe scumming it now. So that like I can go, oh, okay, maybe that fight's actually kind of shit. I'm just gonna fuck off and go do something else.
Yeah. So I think like my favorite start. So I'll be fully honest. In like half the time, at least, I normally go just default start. But like my favorite start is Lone Wolf. Because I like the whole having an avatar sort of character that I have to protect.
Yeah, but Lone Wolf is kind of like Gladiator, except that there's no upkeep cost.
Yeah, but like the other thing is that I pretty much never use reserves. Like, when I get to 12 on a normal run, I pretty much just kind of keep it there. Maybe 1 or 2 extra, but I just kind of stick there. Yeah. So a gladiator, which one of the big limiting factors is you only get 12, is like, that's pretty much just how I play normally. So
well,
but I do
the issue I found out with with the gladiators though, when I was like theory crafting shit, is
Mm.
you can't unlock the paymaster.
What do you mean?
Like in
What does the
the
paymaster do again?
in the retinue, it's
Yeah.
it's 3,000 crown or 3.5 grand like up front, and
Mm.
you get a 15% reduction to pay, and I think there's like a 50% less likely chance that it reduces the chance that they'll abandon you if you don't pay them that day,
Right.
which is
But you
like
can't get it.
it's a fail, and you can't get it because the prerequisite for unlocking the paymaster is you have to have 16 people in your crew.
Oh, Gladiator. Is Gladiator also limited to 12?
Yeah, it's limited. It's limited
Ah.
to 12, and if all three of them die, the game's over.
So it's just Lone Wolf, but split into 3 characters, right?
Pretty much.
But they have a higher pay, right?
Yeah, well, they have a pay. Lone Wolf doesn't take
Mm.
pay.
Yeah, true. And he won't abandon you either.
Yeah.
Like,
I did try Lone Wolf for a bit, and the part that hurts Lone Wolf for me is fatigue. Like,
oh, yeah. Teague is a bitch on him.
yeah.
I mean, but oh, sorry.
Fatigue is also a bitch on the gladiators as well, at least one of them, because there's 3 gladiators and they all have distinct fighting styles. One starts with, well, there's the bear who I conveniently named Moon the bear. He's basically the tank. He gets a mace, CPAR, a really armored version of the gladiator's harness. And yeah, his stamina, his fatigue is shit because he's carrying around all this armor, but he's very much, the tank. And then you've got a dude that starts with a net and a scimitar, and then there's one that starts with a net and a Quetzal dagger. And
So no range.
no range. And I mean, you don't really need it. But man, dagger fucks. Dagger fucks hard.
I always like having range just because I hate chasing after enemies.
I mean, I do too, and that kind of harkens back to just I mean, my fighting style from like Total War has always been, a pike wall and then archers behind it. However, it turns out like range has a real fucking hard startup.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like
it's
you
like,
need to get up to like 70, 80 for it to be like at all reliable.
why yes, I do want to like spend all my energy on this 30% chance to hit.
The worst thing is going up against like bandit marksmen who just always make their shots.
Yeah.
Oops.
So it's a hard investment, and I kind of the thing I ended up figuring out what I wanted to do with the good trade caravan was I'd normally have like 4 archers in the back line, and I ended up dropping that down to 2, and then having 2 pole arm people.
Yeah, that's a conversion I've made as well.
That's the one that one of the ones that died in the setback. Billiam with the bill hook.
I respect it.
Oh, we had a bad run, and then we got again like ambushed by nomads, and it's like I'm just gapping, and you got swarmed in the retreat. So I lost you. I lost the bill hook I just bought, and I lost someone else. Forget who, but yeah. That was a good time. I do recommend the Trader Start. Trader Start is a lot of fun.
Trader Start was actually just like yesterday reduced in the difficulty. Like I mean nothing actually changed with it.
But
they lowered the thing, yeah.
Yeah, as far as like where it's recommended. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the 10% like decrease to buying and the 10% increase to selling is fucking massive.
Oh,
Because you got to
yeah, I
remember,
can imagine.
it's like it's one of those things you got to remember. It's like it's 10% of the gross, which is like 70% of the net.
Yeah.
In basic economic terms.
Mm.
So
Sorry, I just quickly clicked on Steam and I'm just seeing Love Story Sex and the Furry Titty. It's apparently
sounds like my kind of Friday night.
it is wow, that is a furry vagina. Okay, yeah.
Oh, dude, put it in podcast.
I'm on Steam, so I don't have the link to it.
You can right click and just copy URL.
Oh yeah, I can. Thanks, Spoon.
Things you learn when you recommend things to people. That is indeed a furry. It's got the muzzle. Oh, dude, it's a Connect 3 game. Yes.
Wait, is it?
Yes.
Oh shit, it is. Fucking bejeweled. Oh, Pog.
Oh. Why is this similar to Nekopara but not to Catgirl Lover? Catgirl Lover is pretty much, well, the exact same thing. It's just a Connect 3 game with like CGs. Poorly drawn CGs at that. Developer Furlough Games. Love it.
But yeah, Battle Brothers, fun game. You should play it if you haven't.
Yeah, turns out my playing actually successfully convinced one person to buy it. So
Nice.
I hope they're having as little fun as I am.
I think what have I been playing?
Other than that,
Well, I just got RimWorld.
yeah, you just got Rim Job. You're bad at it, but that's okay because you just started. Trying to think like what else
I've been
I've
playing
done.
Civ.
Which
Recently.
one? Civ 6?
Yeah, 6.
I haven't played 6.
I was one of those people who was like, oh, 5. You know, I'm 5 till I die. And then I got 6 cheap once all the expansions came out, and I'm willing to say it's pretty much an objectively superior game, as it probably should be.
I mean, it probably is now. What are we like 2-3 years onwards?
Yeah, like
with,
not
with
on
all the
launch,
with all the DLCs that come with it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's Civ.
Fucking
Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's because you've only ever played 5 up until this one, haven't you? You've only ever played 5 and 6.
I did actually play a bit of 4
Okay.
after I played 5. And then I played Beyond Earth, which obviously does not count.
Yeah,
so-
it's a weird one. I never played it. The only ones I've
It's
ever played was Civ 1 and Civ 5.
Mm.
And I had no idea what the fuck I was doing in Civ 1.
Yeah, I don't even know what Civ. I think the earliest Civ I've ever seen is Civ 2. So. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Oh. Hello.
Hello.
Mm.
Mm. Mm.
Mm.
Mm.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I would have been like 5, 6 when I was playing Civ 1. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. All I knew was that Zulu sounded cool, so I picked them. And next thing I know, my phalanx is getting fucking yeeted by fucking paradropped army men. After 100 turns of just building wonders.
It's classic experience. Oh, I watched an anime.
He watched an anime. I haven't. I've been trapped in the same issue I got trapped in a few months ago, where I started an anime that I'm not entirely into, and then I just don't watch it. But then I don't
What is
watch
that?
anything else. I'm watching Eurocamp now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that Eurocamp?
Like,
Oh, no.
it's not bad, but I don't know. I think I'm just not in the mood for overly comfy moe slice of life.
Yeah, I definitely feel like
Like
I'm kind.
it's like, okay, Moon, it's 6 o'clock in the evening. You can either go to bed or watch someone stare at a sunrise for 24 minutes.
I definitely feel that. Like I'm kind of in the same mood where, like, I was enjoying Super Cup, but it was very. I mean, Super Cup is literally just Eurocamp, but with bikes. You know, like it's just that vein. So I was very much like, I'll probably just binge this when it finishes because I'm really not willing to wait a week to watch some girl get excited or get angry about not having a fuel cap or something like. Uh, I know. I mean, I'd like to own a bike someday, but it's not that important to me. So
Yeah.
I don't.
I just want to say, like, shout out to fucking Potato. He managed to successfully buy, license, and ride his bike before Super Cup even fucking finished.
I think before it was halfway done. Oh, yeah, props to him. You know, most expensive anime merch anyone here has bought.
Well, yeah, fucking shout out to Potato. Like, leaves fucking Walmart, and in a week he's just full of fucking ambition. Maybe bidding $2,000 on this fucking visual novel was not the smartest idea. Oh.
Yeah, so I watched
I'll
something.
honor it though. Yeah, okay. So you watched something.
Yeah, I watched Jujutsu Kaisen.
I have no idea what this is. Thanks, Rat Virus.
So it was, I think, the most popular of last season's anime. I think, of like the winters. Oh, sorry, Attack on Titan. Sorry, Attack on Titan was the
I'm
highest.
still not caught up to last. Hang on, let's go to. Thank you, Motorbike. Let's go check on last season. If I go seasonal anime, so that's spring winter 2021. Oh, ReZero continued in winter. That's on my should to do list. Okay, go on.
It's 24 episodes, so it might technically be the season before that. I don't know, but
Maybe.
I don't exactly know how it works. But yeah, it's a shonen.
Okay.
I'm not normally a shonen watcher, but
Same.
you know,
I'm also not like, unnormally a shonen watcher.
Yeah, so but it was highly rated, so I gave it a shot, and it's like it's really good for a shonen, you know, like for shonen, you know, it's really good, but like it's still a shonen. It's like I don't know. I mean, it's basically imagine like your generic shonen. It's a bit more edgy. You know, they show a bit more blood and you know a bit more gore, and the monsters are a bit creepier. But it's still fundamentally just cool fight scenes
and friendship.
And yeah, friendship and learning abilities before. But they do it really well. There's no filler, and there's no like 5 minutes of the next episode recapping the previous episode. You know, there's none of that. So the story moves at a pretty good pace. So it's like, to me, it's probably the best shonen I've seen since Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And I rate Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood like an 8 out of 10. So, you know, it's like an 8 out of 10. Which is like a 10 out of 10 shonen, I think. But yeah, that's my rating. If you're into kind of some more like mindless stuff, but something that does its job well, not like My Hero Academia or Naruto or something, like something that does have like cool fight scenes and cool characters and knows what it is, it's good. But if you're looking for something a bit more intellectually stimulating or a bit like more challenge or something like that, yeah, it's not going to be for you. It is just a shonen.
Yeah, it looks
Um,
like it was fall 2020 when it started, and yeah, 24 episodes.
Yeah.
Let's see what else was happening at the start of that season, and I don't think there's anything. Oh, there's Higurashi.
Fuck Higurashi.
Yeah, Golden Kamuy season 3. I know people talked about that one. I think that's a volleyball anime.
Honestly,
That's
yeah.
yeah. I don't
Uh,
think anything really happened in fall 2020.
I kind of like Higurashi is so close to like for me of like reaching the TF2
Oh,
point
fucking
of like
Road to Berlin was that's what's next on my
oh,
shit to do list. Just reasons. It's because the Blu-rays are finally out now. So,
never heard of it.
oh,
But
Strike Witches Road to Berlin is the third season of Strike Witches.
never heard of Strike Witches either.
Strike Witches is a magical girl anime where the magical girls are World War II fighter races,
I see.
and they're like 14 years old and they don't wear pants. It's amazing. I highly recommend it.
Oh damn it. Um, but yeah, like to me, Higurashi is so close of like reaching the TF2 point where I know if somebody's like really into TF2 that they're just somebody who is not worth speaking to.
If they're really into TF2,
And
they're Brazilian.
yeah, which is again just not worth speaking to. And like Higurashi is like there's like one person or two people who are like that just are like I can't make that statement because you know Buttery's pretty cool, so you know it's like oh I can't really just disavow, but it's so close. It's so fucking close to that point. Most people who talk about Higurashi
It's
are belong on the fringes of society.
I don't know. Like of the three people I can think of, yeah, one's Buttery, the other is Rinpo. Um, who I don't get. I don't fully understand it yet. I want to understand it, but I just respect like the effort he puts into his shit posts.
Yeah, I
Like
respect the effort, but
it's
let's just
it does get me to the point I do want to figure it out more. And then the other one's this just dumb fucking Jew with the brain parasite.
yeah,
So
I'm gonna say like Buttery is the one that's making me rethink my position. No one else. I'll just put it like that.
like it's absolutely on my shit to do list, but it's a hard thing to like bring up the list of shit to do simply because it's one of those ones where you kind of have to read the visual novels, and I don't want to do that because they're like 50 hours long.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna fuck it. I've got them just sitting around. I'm legit just gonna ask for them to be removed from my account. I fucking hate seeing them. I I've never done this before. Okay, support.
Oh,
Yeah, chapter 0.
I've removed one game from my and requested a refund, and that was fucking Hentai Minesweeper. Because it was such a shitty fucking version of Minesweeper. Like it was so poorly implemented that you could actually like fail on the first click. And if Minesweeper's
Oh,
done
okay,
right,
yeah, that's a bad Minesweeper game.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a bad Minesweeper game, and I think the part that bothered me the most was that with these games you can't import your own like art.
yeah. Mish, fuck off. Pod. Don't encourage her. Okay, part 3. Remove. Yes. Okay. Part 4. Final one. Yeah. Fuck off. No. I'll feed you later. You've got food. I just fed you. Don't meow at me. All right, they're all gone.
Congratulations, you are a man of. Do I have TF2 on my? Can I remove that?
Oh yeah, yeah. All right, yeah. Let's check that as well. Do I?
See-
Yep, I technically have TF2. All right.
So
Let's go.
how do I like request this to be?
Okay, so click on the game and then click support,
Okay.
and then it's just I want to permanently remove this game from my account.
If you proceed, your account will no longer own the following products.
Man, I'll miss out the premium
That's-
DLC.
That's right. It was a part of the Valve Complete Pack. So if I remove TF2, I'm also removing Counter-Strike, Counter-Strike Condition Zero, Counter-Strike Condition Zero, Deleted Scenes, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Counter-Strike Source, Day of Defeat Source, Deathmatch Classic, Half-Life, Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Deathmatch, Half-Life 2 Episode 1, Half-Life 2 Episode 2, Half-Life 2 Lost Coast, Half-Life Deathmatch Source, Half-Life Blue Shift, Half-Life Opposing Force, Half-Life Source, Left 4 Dead 2, Portal, Portal 2, Ricochet, Team Fortress 2, Team Fortress 2 Premium DLC, Team Fortress 2 Winter Sales 2012, Team Fortress 2 Beta, and Team Fortress Classic.
Okay, that's quite a bit.
I only want...
Portal's pretty good. Portal's pretty.
Yeah,
Portal's pretty good.
Portals
So.
are like the only ones I want from that.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Okay, I'll just settle for hide this game. There we go. As far as I'm concerned, I no longer have Team Fortress 2.
Yes. I only have one other topic to talk about unless you've got something.
I don't know, unless we also want to talk about playing Halo. Because I played Halo somewhere in amongst all
Yeah,
this.
go for it.
I played Halo, like all of them, because I had the Master Chief Collection. It's fun.
What's your favorite? Or which one did you enjoy the most?
That's a good question. Probably gonna say either like Reach or Halo 3 ODST.
Based. Good picks.
But it was fun because I did them all. Okay, not necessarily in sequence because I went Reach 1, 2, 3 ODST, and then 4. And yeah, I did play 4. Wasn't a fan. To the surprise of absolutely no one, but I still wanted to like give it a chance, you know.
4 was like shit on so much, and then like 5 came out, and like 4 suddenly got a resurgence of. It's kind of like the prequel Star Wars, where they were shit on, and then the new Star Wars films came out, and now the prequels are really popular, basically just because there's something shitter out.
Duel of
So-
Fates, though.
Yeah, yeah. So
But yeah, I mean, at least for like, I'll say the original trilogy. So 1, 2, 3. It has the same feeling I got when I was playing through the Spyro remasters, where you could when you played them like back to back like that, you can kind of see like what the developers learnt each time.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
Mhm.
okay, maybe, okay, that bit didn't work. We'll get rid of that, and we'll try out this thing, and you know, this thing could be more fun if we did that. And yeah, it was interesting going through them, because I think the big one that stuck out to me was the shotguns. Because the shotgun in Halo 1 was fucking disgusting. Like,
in a good way or a bad way?
in a great way.
Mm.
Where it's, because it's like a 12 round capacity, and the like time between shots was basically non-existent, and the damage was devastating. It was beautiful. And then you go to Halo 2, and basically they kept everything except the damage. And I'm sitting there like fucking yeeting elites, wondering why the fuck they're not dying.
Yeah.
And then on Halo 3, they kind of realized, okay, maybe that like balance was kind of shit. So we'll, then they go down to like the 6-round capacity, and just make it more clunky, but satisfying to use, as everyone says. I don't know why the shotgun's the one that stuck out to me. I don't like shotguns in games normally.
I was because I haven't played any of the remastered games, so like I have played them all, but just when I was like
Actually,
that age.
Well, I haven't played it because the only ones among them I hadn't played before this time was 2 and 4. Like I'd played Reach, I'd played half of 1, Halo 1, and I'd played like 3 and ODST.
So like to me, 2 has a very special place in my heart. Like, I mean, Reach, I will say, is like kind of objectively my favorite, but 2 was it's the only Halo I've ever completed on my own, on Legendary. I never typically play games on Expert. It was like a big thing with my brother. I think I talked about this actually last time. Sorry.
Thanks. So.
I have played like other ones on Legendary, but that was very much with like either help from my brother or like online guides and stuff when I was like stuck or something. 2 was like before that. 2, I was too young. We didn't have internet. Like I just had to get through it. But my favorite bit of 2, you sadly wouldn't have experienced, and honestly, it's probably not. Excuse me. It's probably not something that would have held up. But I remember being like so amazed by it as like a 5 or 6-year-old. But so you know how you can play like essentially the remastered version and the non-remastered version?
Yeah.
So they had to change something, I think, because of licensing on the remastered version of 2, where it's the fight between the elites and the brutes when they turn on each other. And there's like a Breaking Benjamin instrumental playing. And it was just so fucking amazing, like seeing them fight, and you can just kind of stand back and let them while this like, fucking song is playing. But on the remaster, they couldn't play the song on it, so it's just like Halo music, which is pretty good. I mean, Halo music is pretty pog, but
I don't remember that part.
Like, yeah, they in the original they licensed like this song to use, and it really captured the atmosphere. I'm not trying to say Breaking Benjamin are like amazing, they're just a generic kind of My Chemical Romance-esque group, but like, fuck, it was pog as fuck. Like, this fucking guitar and drums just battering out while the elites and brutes are shouting at each other and just shooting each other. That was amazing. Or it probably wasn't, but it was just my nostalgia for it. It's made it amazing.
I wasn't too happy with Halo 2. But basically, because while I was going through all of the games, I kind of had this idea. I just wanted to stick with like the human weapons as much as humanly possible.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah,
I did, and it wasn't until I was like halfway through completing all of them that Pella told me there was actually like a skill for that, like a modifier called foreign, which just straight up won't let you pick up Covenant weapons. The issue is I found it. I think I pulled it off on Halo 1. Maybe. No, I think I fucked up near the end. Just because usually the longer shit goes on in these games, the less human presence is involved, and you suddenly find less and less like caches of shit.
Yeah.
So, I pulled it off on Reach, I pulled it off on ODST, and I don't think I managed to finish it on any of the others.
I think those 2 are the most human-centric ones, though. Like, I'm kind of surprised that it's a skull. Because I thought like 2 and 3 had missions where you were mandatory playing as the Arbiter, and he obviously has the energy sword.
I'd say like foreign is exempt of that part. Like if
Oh,
if it's
okay.
not foreign to you, then it's like not foreign. Like
Oh, so
obviously,
if you're
obviously,
if you're playing...
then the arbiter couldn't pick up a shotgun. I never used the skull.
Right, right.
It was very much just a self-imposed thing. After, like, even after figuring out there was a skull for, I decided, fuck it, I'll just stick with it.
Yeah, I was sort of the same in that.
But
I pretty much always stuck with human weapons.
yeah. With Halo 1, I managed to get through maybe about 2/3 of the game without it being an issue. And then there was just a point where it's around the point where you kind of got to start running back and destroying shit. And I just didn't have, the ammo to deal with shit.
Yeah.
So I fucked up there on Halo 1, and it was like one time out of the entire thing. Halo 2, even there's a point where you just start invading Covenant carriers, and there's nothing human there.
Yeah.
You, in fact, as Chief, start the mission with a fucking a plasma rifle. So that's like straight up fucked from the start. Halo 3, I basically made it to not the last mission, but the second to last mission, the one where you go and save Cortana from High Charity.
Yeah.
Which because I've now played Halo 2, finally have context. Never quite understood what was going on there before, but now I do. And
can I just... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's just like you get so far in, and then you just start running out of shit, and then I just said fuck it, picked up an NG sword, and just made my way out.
There's two things I will fucking stand for Halo with. One is that there's some fucking amazing quotes in the game. Like Captain Johnson in Halo 2 is like one that always stuck with me. Like, back in my day we had like 2 sticks and a rock and we had to share a rock.
I'm pretty sure that was 3, yeah. I think my favorite
I'm pretty sure that was 2.
I think my favorite quote is from 3. It's it's the one, and it's not from John. It's just from Miranda Marine. It's when you're first on the Ark, and then you go like, you clear the landing zone, and then you get in the tank, and then you start like driving up the hills and shit, killing things, and there's some Marine sitting in the tank who, like, just lets off one-liners, where he goes like fucking. Tank beats Ghost, Tank beats Hunter, and then after the third thing you kill, I think it's like, fucking Tank beats everything. Fuck, I can do this all day.
Okay, sorry. I'm gonna get my train of thought. Okay, my favorite quote is very cliche. It's obviously kind of built to be like a very quotable line, but again, being 7 and playing Halo 3, the final, well, the line with the Prophet of Regret, Prophet of Truth, I am truth, the voice of the Covenant, and so you must be silenced. Like, okay.
Did you seriously just make katana unsheathing noises?
Yes, I did. I make no apologies. Fuck. Did you get the Reach Easter egg at the end after Noble Six has died? Spoilers.
Spoilers for a what, 11-year-old game now?
2011, I think.
10 years.
Shit, close, yeah. Fuck.
I only really remember that Halo 3 was 2007.
It's when sort of
just because 2007 was a great year for fucking everything. It seems.
Yeah, it was. But the Easter egg is when it's I can't remember the context, but yeah, it's like when the ship lands. Oh no, it's when the ships are leaving Reach, and the camera is sort of in the bay of the ship. If you press the camera stick, I think to the right, it shows a cryopod that's got Master Chief in it.
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
Because you have to input it. Like the camera will just look out the window. You have to press the right stick to like move the camera. Like sort of during this sort of cutscene thing, and it pans to it.
Mm.
The other thing that I honestly think is one of the coolest things with Halo, is the names of the ships, or generally just the names of stuff are pretty cool. But like the names of the ships, I think are just so fucking amazing. I fucking love them. And I do find that when I'm like using, like if I'm playing like a game like Stellaris and I want to use like a sort of a name list, I typically try and use a Halo name list, just because like, oh, yeah.
I don't know. I think I like how Mass Effect did it. I think.
How did they do it?
Because as far as I know, like the Halo ones are just shit that sounds cool.
Yeah, it fucking does.
But if I remember rightly, like Mass Effect, at least with humans, their ships are there's at least a method to the madness. Where I think their dreadnoughts are named after mountains and their frigates are named after like old human major cities.
Yeah, there's technically a system in Halo. It is a lot more convoluted, but like I think like destroyers in Halo are named after, or frigates are named after battles. But like more modern battles, so you have like the UNSC Stalingrad, UNSC Bunker Hill, things like that. But yeah, the cool ones are the ones that just sound fucking cool, like Spirit of Fire, Pillar of Autumn, Long Night of Solace, Truth and Reconciliation, Shadow of Intent,
Well,
Song
Shadow
of the
of Intent
East.
was Covenant.
Yeah. So was Long Night of Solace and all that. Yeah, that's the thing. The Covenant ones also had cool names.
In
Truth and
English.
Reconciliation.
Otherwise, it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
what?
But yeah, man, I've got to play Halo sometime.
Oh, and then there's fucking with regards to trying to stick to humans weapons, then there's fucking Halo 4, and that's just a shit show. I managed to not use any. Wait, no, I didn't. I didn't even manage to not use any Covenant weapons, because they straight up go, look, we made these Forerunner weapons. They're cool. Use them. And I was like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, they straight up suck shit against the Forerunner units.
Yeah.
Like the human weapons are just balling.
I would say I always did think it was quite a surprising decision to include 4 in the Master Chief Collection. I don't think 4 is like a terrible game, but it's just easily the weakest out of like when like a side game like ODST is like miles better than like supposed continuation. It's just like
I guess when you call it the Master Chief Collection and ODST is in it, that gets a bit also Reach, I guess. But at the end of the day, they're all the ones that aren't on PC.
Yeah, true. Oh yeah, that's a good point.
So there is that, but
yeah, like I must admit, I'm getting through this conversation, but like I haven't played a Halo game in literally like 10 years. So
it's worth booking off 50 hours to just run through them all.
Yeah,
just run through them all on normal.
Yeah, I'm a normal player. I'm proud to be a normal player.
Yeah, as intended, in my humble opinions.
But yeah, like I said, I've got one last thing to talk about. Personally.
All right, go for it.
Football.
Oh, previously on football, the fans were having an uprising. What's happened now?
It's still ongoing, but it has died down a bit, just because the season is finished.
And they've kind of
You know.
realized that they're not actually going to get anything.
No, I mean there were so the final 2 games of the season, fans were allowed in the stadiums, and there were pretty big protests. But yeah, the season's over, so there's just not really, you know,
Well, it's
an
one thing to
appetite.
protest. The question is are the protesters willing to put their money where their mouth is, or are they going to like still hand money over fist while holding up a sign?
That's, I think, very much depends on the fan base, but yeah, that's
Will I start like using my VPN to watch football in another country that isn't like segmented to shit because they know they can?
I think that is the most popular way to watch football in the UK, to be honest. But yeah, like but yeah, sorry. So a bunch of stuff has happened. None of it would be particularly interesting. So I'll just stick with the 2 big things that at least somewhat concern the pod. First thing, Newcastle finished the season. We finished 12th. I don't know how we were in the relegation fight, which we were basically like 18th, 17th, but we somehow managed to get a run, which sucks because our manager is shit. But he's got a good enough result that like it looks quite good. Basically all the teams around us lost on the final day and we won, so we just like leapfrogged from like 17th to 12th.
Nice.
But the other thing, oh sorry.
Nice, I said.
It's mixed blessing. But the other thing, and I think the thing that's a bit more pertinent as something that I will be regularly talking about football for at least the next 2 podcasts, because we're finally, after 3 years, going into a major international tournament, which is where all the great bances, it's where all the good memes come. It's where all the passion is. It's going to be a
Where
very
all the blood's spilt.
Yep. By last tournament, yes, definitely. So
How many
yes,
people, how many players are in a football team again?
11 on the pitch each side.
You could totally make a Newcastle FC in Battle Brothers. Just a thought.
I could, yeah.
What a dumb fucking idea that is.
Yeah, I like playing with Biko. I'll be honest. I like seeing Sleepy die every run.
Dude, Sleepy's my MVP every fucking time.
I mean, I'm fucking retarded in that I always make Sleepy my fucking 2-handed man. I don't use 2-handed guys that well, so he always gets fucking killed.
In the starter one, sure. I don't know. Whenever I make Sleepy, he always ends up just proving himself, and then I usually give him like the standard, and he just stays in the middle and wins.
Manlet's always my standard bearer, typically.
I don't think I think I've only ever had Manlet once, because I found someone who had like the small tray, and I'm like, okay, that's Manlet.
Wait, no, we're not sneaking talk back into Battle Brothers, right? Let me just finish this high.
Football.
No. Yeah, big. So, if you don't know what's happening, it is the Euros, the European Championship. So it's like a World Cup, but Europe. But Europe is basically where most of the great countries are, so it's like a mini World Cup. And it's very like, I mean, it's just because of the main. It's been 3 years since a tournament. Because obviously it was supposed to be last year, but COVID. So it's been like so fucking long. I really miss all that fucking banter with like Sleepy and shit about because that's the thing with international football. Even people who don't give a shit about football, you just get into it, right? Like, it's just nationalism. It's fucking great.
It like the one time the what do we call our teams again? The Black Sox, I think it is. Hang on. No.
No, the Black Sox is the name of a baseball scandal.
No, that like our
The All Blacks.
no, that's our rugby team.
Oh,
Um, fucking hell. This is gonna because the Black Caps is the cricket. I know that. Oh, no,
the All Whites.
yeah, the All Whites.
All
There we
Whites.
go. Fucking hell. All right. Yeah,
Um,
when they made it into FIFA, it's like, and they made it to the finals or something, didn't they?
of what?
Of FIFA.
You're gonna have to be a bit more specific than FIFA.
I think.
Um,
Sorry, over here it's just the time we made it to the semi-finals of FIFA because it never happens.
I think the only tournament that I can think of would be like,
The point is we made
you've
it we made it to like the semi-finals and apparently the FIFA Confederations Cup tournament in 2017.
Oh, Confederations Cup. Oh,
There we
okay,
go.
okay.
And it was a big deal because we just give zero shits about football.
Yeah, I was gonna say because you guys have made it to the World Cup, but you've never got out the group stage. Like I know that, but I don't know because you've also got the sort of an Oceania one. I can't remember what its name, but like so the Euros is like the European
the
one.
Oceania Football Confederation, the OFC.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, something like that. I would expect you probably would have won or something.
I don't know.
OFC.
But yeah,
Oh,
but yeah,
current champions New Zealand. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we made it to yeah, like the semi-finals or something there by tying all our games. Which we considered such a fucking big deal because we expect nothing out of them.
Wait, I'm pretty sure I know this. Wait, am I getting confused? Because my stuff that I know from the World Cup is that New Zealand in 2010 tied all their games but got knocked out. They didn't get enough points.
Maybe that was, I don't know. Again, we don't care, but
But they're like technically the only team to have been like undefeated at like it was some shit like that at the tournament. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, so I've just looked. Yeah, Group F in FIFA 2010 FIFA World Cup. Yeah, played 3, won 0, lost 0, drew 3. But Slovakia won 1, drew 1. So, she, but yeah. So yeah, the Euros are like the European one, but yeah, you've got like CONMEBOL for South America and
that's
CAF
got to be
for
fucking insane.
South American football is. I mean, South American football is like shit because anyone moves to Europe. So
Yeah, but
typically, like,
I mean, I'm more concerned with the fans.
oh yeah, mate, it's fucking crazy. Yeah, it's like a standard thing for the hotel that teams stay at to be like abused by fans
Of the
like
opposing team.
Yeah, like you know, you'll be called like every 5 minutes, and people will be outside blaring, loud music and shit, throwing shit at the windows and stuff like all that stuff. Yeah, bomb threats. Yeah, all of that. I mean, I'm pretty sure real bombs. I don't fucking know. Made it like,
Oh, only twice.
but yeah, it's the Euros are kind of, call me Eurocentric, but are pretty much the only ones that actually matter.
It's where the money is.
And there's like a non-insignificant chance that England could do really well. And I know I've just said that, so that means we're going to do shit, but I'm excited. I genuinely think that there might be a good chance that it's going to be an England-France final. So that would be fucking pog. I've said that we're going to get knocked out in the group stages. Fuck. I've just fucked it up. But yeah, international football. I'm going to be shitposting about that a lot. Well, it doesn't start until a week, so. That's it. That's all I've got.
Cool. What? Oh, it's New Caledonia. I was like, why the fuck? Because I'm looking at this OFC Nations Cup shit, and like, how the fuck did like France win this thing in the 1980s? I was like, no, it's not. It's New Caledonia.
Oh, Japan nearly won the South American tournament. Because the South American tournament invites clubs, and Japan's like one that's always invited. And they actually went really far in one of them. Farther than they've ever done in I can't remember the Asian name. Shit. But farther than they've ever done in that.
Is that one of those ones where just like China's just throwing money at it, or is this one of those things where like Bangladesh just has this latent ability that no one seems to care about?
It's one of those where it's a lot harder to throw money in the same way because it's like nationality based. So
yeah, but that's not stopping you from building like a $500 million sports research facility.
Well, no, okay. So here's the thing. This I mean that was all I was going to get into. There's basically two ways you can do. You can either invest a lot of money, and in 20 or 30 years, reap the dividends of that. Or, if you want to skirt around the rules, what you do is you can give people citizenship, but like they have to live in the country for like 3 years minimum, I think is the FIFA rule. So it's a pretty big investment. But Qatar done that, and Qatar's done really well. They've got like 3 Brazilians playing for them. But the money and investment thing, there's like this weird phenomenon where it really does make sense when you think about it. But like 2 of the most successful countries in women's football are the USA and Japan. Now, do you know what both of them have in common?
Can you give me a hint?
It's to do with football.
Because I'm kind of just looking at this like they got nuked. I don't know.
What's America's national sport?
American football? No, baseball.
Yeah.
Baseball.
American football, I think, is more.
But
popular,
baseball quite literally has the slogan "The Great American Pastime," and Japan also likes it.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, do you know what the biggest sport in Japan is?
Shogi.
Yeah.
Sumo.
The national sport is sumo, but the spectator sport is baseball. Yeah. What they both have in common is men's football is not that popular. So the football associations, like the federations for each of those countries appointed by FIFA, in like the 80s, decided, well, fuck it, we can't get people to play football. Well, we can't get men to play it. So we're just going to dump all this money into women's football. And that's why that like countries like the US and Japan, who don't really have great men's teams, have dominated the women's game up until like 2 years ago, when European countries kind of finally started getting to a point where, but like America has just far more infrastructure because they just put in 30 years of money into it because nobody gave a shit about men's football. So obviously, like football is growing in popularity in both those countries, but especially Japan, but it's still quite far off. Anyway, there you
I
are.
think maybe we made the critical mistake down here that we got our woman to play a woman's sport,
Which
like
are?
netball.
Oh, yeah. My netball is shit.
Netball's fun, I'll be honest.
Yo, mate.
Like it's the kind of team sport I can play
yeah.
because I don't have to multitask. I can run and I can throw, and I can be like a head and a half taller than everyone else, so they put me on goalkeeper, so I don't even have to run.
Nice. Anyway, shall we call it here? Because I have to take a fat shit.
Oh, dude, you gonna post fucking
Yeah, I will. I will repub. Don't worry.
cool.
All right.
All right. Thanks for coming, everyone.
Yeah.
See ya.
See you all. All right. See you, dude.